Thomas, yes, daddy. Did you pass your maths test? No, daddy. Mathematics actually difficult, daddy. I think I'm just not a maths person, daddy. I'm thinking of quitting mathematics, daddy. Okay, Thomas. Let's do it this way. Let me download Mangeya's videos on YouTube. Then you can watch them. Oh, daddy, that's a great idea. I've actually heard about him, daddy. Can you do it right away, daddy? I can't wait, daddy. It makes sense. Yes, it makes sense. Your solution is come. Say Mangeya, the maths ego. Watch out. Okay, so this one is advanced level mathematics. Cambridge, ZIMSEC. Enjoy. The topic here is coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry. That's the topic. Right. So there are questions here. Let's get started. The first question, it says the points P, Q, and R have coordinates 3, -1, 2, 5, 8, 3 respectively. Find the equation of the straight line joining P to the midpoint of QR. Right. Before this, there are things that you have to know. Basically, the first one is based on the gradients. Gradient of parallel lines. If they are parallel lines, then the gradient are equal. If they are perpendicular lines, parallel, you have equal gradients. Perpendicular lines. If two lines are said to be perpendicular, what do you know about their gradients? Then you say gradient 1 of line 1 times gradient of line 2 is equals to -1. So that's what you have to know, given that the two lines are said to be perpendicular. Right. Let's now move to question number 1. The first question, it reads, the points P, Q, R, as you can see on the screen. Then the question is, find the equation of the straight line joining P to the midpoint of QR. Please take note. You have to know what you are supposed to find. Right, so you have the points P, Q, and R, given the coordinates there. Then want the equation of a straight line joining P to the midpoint of QR. So to be able to answer this question, sometimes you have to learn to sketch. Like here, I can put my line here, my line QR. Then I can put the line from the point P here. So the point P, there's a coordinate here of P is what? 3 -1. Then QR, Q is a point. What is the coordinate of Q? Is 2, 5, like this. Then of R is 8, 3. Yes, like this. So if the line is joining the midpoint of QR, it means this line bisects the line QR, which means this one is the midpoint. So what you want is at the midpoints of the line QR first. Then you can use that line to find the equation of the line from P. First, remember, you have to calculate the gradient, then the equation of the line. Let's do it. Okay. Right, so the first part is the midpoint. Midpoint, we say x1 plus x2 over 2, then y1 plus y2 over 2. That's the midpoint. So in this case, given this scenario, we can say this one is x1, y1, this one is x2, y2, like this. Then let's calculate the midpoint. So midpoint, it will be equals to, then x1, it will be 2 plus 8 over 2. then 5 plus 3 over 2. Then if you can simplify this, what will you get? 2 plus 8 is 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8 divided by 2. Then you get 4. So 2 plus 8 is 10 divided by 2, 5. 5 plus 3, 8 divided by 2 is 4. So these are the coordinates of the midpoint of this line. So it's 5 and 4, like this. Then you are now using this line, P, then to the midpoint of QR, which is 5, 4. So we're using the coordinates 3, minus 1 and 5, 4. These two coordinates for us to be able to find the equation of this line passing through these 2 points. So we have a point 3, minus 1 and a point 5, 4. We have to find the equation of a line passing through these 2 points. Right, so first thing first, you have to find the gradient of the line passing through these 2 points. How can you find gradient? So gradient, you say gradient usually represented by M is equals to, you say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What are these y2, y1? Right, this first coordinate, you can call this one x1, then this one y1, then call this one x2, and call this one y2, like this. Then to find the equation of a line, we just substitute. So first the gradient, y2 is 4 minus y1 is minus 1 over x2 is 5 minus x1 is 3. Right, let's move on. 4 minus minus 1, what do you get? It's actually 4 plus 1 is 5. Then 5 minus 3 is actually 2. So this one is the gradient. This is the gradient. Now we want to find the equation. M, we have it, gradient. Then the equation, basically this one is a straight line. The general form of equation of a straight line is y is equals to mx plus c. You have learned about this. M is the gradient, then c is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. That's the point where the graph y-intercept. That is the graph where the point where the graph cuts the y-axis. That's the vertical axis. That's c. Right. Now we have our equation. Y is equals 5 over 2x plus c. Substitute the gradient first. Then go up there. You pick any point of these ones. Any of these 2 points. Whether 3 minus 1 or 5, 4. Just any. Let me pick 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1. So using 3, then minus 1. Let me use this one. It means this one is x, this one is y. X is 3 and y is equals to minus 1. So you put y minus 1 and you put x3 like this. So that's how you find the value of c. Then you simplify. Minus 1 is equals to, here you get 15 over 2 plus c, like this. Then after that, it will be 15 over 2 minus 1 is equals to c. Then you get your c is equals to, use your calculator, 15 over 2, 15 over 2, then minus 1. What will you get? You get 6.5. So you get 6.5 or 13 over 2. You get 13 over 2 or 6.5. Still the same. Then with this one, value of c, you just replace here. Then you get your equation. So it will be y is equals 5 over 2x plus 13 over 2. You can remove the 2. Just multiply everything by 2. It will be 2y is equals to 5x plus 13. Then you are done. That will be the equation of the line. Right. Question number 2. It reads, The vertices of the triangle ABC are: A is minus 3, 1, B is 10 minus 8, C is 1, 4. Find an equation of the line passing through A and B, giving your answer in the form, that one the form is given, where P, Q, and R are integers. What is an integer? It's just a whole number. That's what is known as an integer. It's a whole number. Show by calculation that CA and CB are perpendicular. So if CA and CB are perpendicular, then their gradients, or the gradients of these lines, must be equal to 1. If we can multiply them, the product of the gradients must be equal to 1 if the two lines are said to be perpendicular. Take note of that. Right, so you can just first sketch the triangle. We have this triangle like this. This triangle has vertices at point A, minus 3, 1, point B, 10 minus 8, point C, it's 1, 4, like this. Then find an equation of the line passing through A and B. Passing through AB, it means this line. Want the equation of this line AB from this point to this point AB. Giving your answer in the form, right? So first thing, you have to find the gradient. Then after that, you find the equation. Let me find the gradient of the line AB. So gradient of AB, you say is equals to, right, since you have the points, remember we said y2 minus y1. y2 is minus 8, minus y1 is 1, over x2 is 10 minus minus 3, like this. So it will be equals to minus 9 over 10 minus minus 3 is actually 13. Because 10 minus minus, it will be 10 plus 3 is 13. Now we have the gradient. You want the equation. So for the equation, you say y is equals to mx plus c, general form of equation of a straight line. So it will be y is equals to minus 9 over 13x plus c. Let's find c. Take which point? You can take any of the points. Let me take this one, A, which is minus 3 and 1, like this. So it means x is minus 3 and y is 1. Where there's y, you put 1, x, you put minus 3, plus c. That's how you find the value of c. Then you simplify here, it will be 1 is equals to 27 over 13 plus c. Then it will be 1 minus 27 over 13 is equals to c. Right, then 1 minus 27 over 13. What do we get? You can use your calculator. 1 minus 27 over 13 is minus 14 over 13. So c is equals to minus 14 over 13. Right. Then writing our equation, you just substitute where they see there. It will be y is equals to minus 9 over 13x minus 14 over 13. But there is something that has been stated here. Let me go up to the question. It say in this form, there is a form here. So it's supposed to be x first, followed by y and r, and the right side there must be a 0. So let's express in that form. So you have to remove the denominator. You multiply everything by the lowest common multiple of the denominators. In this case is 13. So it will be 13y is equals to minus 9x minus 14. Then put everything on the left side so that the right side there must be a 0. So it will be, you start with an x, 9x plus 13y plus 14 is equals to 0. That's the format needed or required by our question. Done. Right, next part. It's a show by calculation that CA and CB are perpendicular. CA is this one and CB is this one, are perpendicular. So you need the coordinates of this point. Let me rewrite them. A is minus 3, 1. So what you need is the coordinates of these points. A minus 3, 1, B is 10 minus 8, C is 1, 4. So I want to show CA and CB. Right, let me bring down the points here. So A is the point minus 3, 1. B is the point 10 minus 8. C is the point 1, 4. So I want to show that CA and CB are perpendicular. So to show that the two lines are perpendicular, you have to find their gradients. Then multiply, you must get minus 1. Right, CA first, gradient CA. Right, you take the point C and A, this point C, CA. So it will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 4 minus 1 over 1 minus 3, which is equals to 4 minus 1. It's 3 over 1 minus 3. It's 1 plus 3. It's 4. That's CA. Now let's move on to find the gradient of CB. Gradient CB. So CB is now this one, C and B. You say y2 is 4 minus 8 over x2 1 minus 10. If you can simplify this one, what do you get? 4 minus 8 is 4 plus 8, which is 12. Then 1 minus 10, it's minus 9, like this. Simplifying this, you get minus 4 over 3. Then you have to multiply the two gradients, 1 and 2. This one, you must get minus 1. So m1 times m2 is equals minus 1, given that the gradients the lines are perpendicular. So 3 over 4 times minus 4 over 3. If you can simplify this one, what do you get? It's coming out. Then you get minus 1. Then you've shown. Done. Right. Question number 3. Question number 3, it reads, the curve y is equals to 1 over 4x squared. It's 1 over 4 squared. Please take note. It's y is equals to 1 over 4x squared minus 1. That's the equation of the curve. And the line 2y is equals to x plus 10. 2y is equals to x plus 10 intersects at the points A and B. And O is the origin. Calculate the coordinates of A and B and hence show that OA and OB are perpendicular. You have to show that. Right, so first thing, you want to calculate the points of intersection of a line and the curve, which are A and B. Right, so you can just sketch. Like here, we can have, this one is just the curve. Let me just put it, since it's quadratic, it's just like this. Then the line, I can just put my line like this. Then I mark the points A and B where these intersect, right? So you want to find the points of, or the coordinates of the points of intersection. What you do basically is you just equate the equations of the two graphs. You solve them simultaneously as simultaneous equations, just like that. So you call the equation of the curve 1, equation of the line 2. Then you solve them as simultaneous equations. So it's y is equals to 1 quarter x squared minus 1. That's the case. This one is equation 1. Then we have 2y is equals to x plus 10. This one will be our equation 2 of the line. Then you solve them as simultaneous equations. Use substitution. Y already here. It's made subject. You just substitute in equation 2. So it will be 2. Where there's y, you put 1 over 4x squared minus 1 is equals to x plus 10. Then you have to find the x coordinates in this case. You can find 2 coordinates or 2 values of x from this. Right? Remove the bracket. Here. It will be 2 times a quarter is half. Half x squared minus 2 is equals x plus 10. Then remove the 2, the denominator. Multiply everything by 2. If you can multiply everything by 2 to get rid of the denominator, it will be x squared minus 4 is equals to 2x plus 20. Like this. Then collect everything to the left side so that you express as a quadratic equation. Which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. This is the general form of a quadratic equation. So it will be x squared minus 2x minus 4 minus 20 is equals to 0. Then it will be x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equals to 0. Like this. Now, let's factorize. Two numbers that will give us minus 24x squared. When you multiply, and when you add or subtract, they must give you minus 2. Minus 2x. What are these numbers? Try and error method. You use try and error method. In this case, it looks like it's 6 and 4. Yes, minus 6 and plus 4. Minus 6 and plus 4. So you say x squared minus 6x plus 4x minus 24 is equals to 0. It works. Then you factor out x minus 6 here plus 4, x minus 6 here is equals to 0. Then it will be x minus 6. Then x plus 4 is equals to 0. Then it's either x minus 6 is equals to 0 or x plus 4 is equals to 0. Then x is equals to 6 or x is equals to minus 4. Right. Now we have the x coordinates. What are left are the y coordinates. So you go up to your equations. You can take which equation? Let me take equation 1. This one. Y is equals to 1 quarter x squared minus 1. Y is equals to 1 quarter x squared minus 1. Let me take this one. Right. First, when x is equals to 6, what will be y? Y will be 1 over 4, 6 squared minus 1, which is equals to 6 squared is 34, 36 over 4 minus 1. 4 into 36 is 9. 9 minus 1, it's 8. Like this. Then, when x is equals to minus 4, what will be y? You say y is equals to 1 quarter x. Where there's x, you put minus 4 squared minus 1, which is equals to 16 over 4 minus 1. 16 divided by 4 is actually 4. Minus 1 is 3. So we have two coordinates here, x6, y8, and x minus 4, y3. Like this. These are the two coordinates that we have. Right, so we are done. This one can be the coordinate of A, this one, and B. We've answered the first part. Find the coordinates of A and B. So it's 8, 6, and minus 4, 3. Done. Then the second part, it says and hence show that OA and OB are perpendicular. OA and OB are perpendicular. Remember, O is the origin, right? Which means O, given that is the origin is the point 0, 0. So it's the point 0, 0. That's the origin. So O will give you the point 0, 0 since it's the origin. So OA, you find the gradient. Gradient OA, it will be equals to, right, you say 8 minus 0 over 6 minus 0, which is equals to 8 minus 0, it will be 8 over 6. Simplifying this one, you get 4 over 3. Then gradient OB is equals to, you say 3 minus 0 over minus 4 minus 0. If you can simplify this one, you get minus 3 over 4 or 3 over minus 4. Then we have this gradient and this gradient. We have to multiply them to prove that they are perpendicular. So M1 times M2 must be equal to minus 1. It will be 4 over 3 times 3 over minus 4. What do you get here? You get, it's actually minus 1. Because if you can cancel, it's minus 1. Then we've shown. Done. Right. Question number 4. Question number 4. The straight line y is equals to 20 minus 3x meets the circle x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus 4y is equals to 0 at the points A and B. Calculate the exact length of the chord AB. The exact length of the chord AB. Okay. A chord, remember, it's a line from one point of the circumference to another point of the circumference of the circle. That's a chord. So we have a circle here and we have a chord. This is the chord. Then the chord is AB, so it means this point is A, this point I can call it B, like this. So calculate the exact length of the chord AB. We want the length of the chord AB. Right, so first thing, we have to find the coordinates of A and B. How can you calculate the coordinates of A and B? Right, first thing, you equate, you equate the equations of the two, the line and the circle. Let's equate and find the coordinates of A and B. Right, equation of a line, y is equals to 20 minus 3x. We call this one equation 1. Of a circle, x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus 14y is equals to 0. We call this equation 2. Right, this one is our equation 2. Right, then from there, let's find the equation of this, let's work out the two equations to find the points or the coordinates of points of intersection of A and B. So in this equation 1, y is already subject. So just substitute where there is y in the second equation using the substitution method. It will be x squared plus where there is y, you put 20 minus 3x, then squared, minus 2x minus where there is y, you put 20 minus 3x is equals to 0. Right, now let's simplify this one. X squared plus, please, on this one, 20 minus 3x squared, better do the long way than saying 20 squared and 3x squared. No, that will not work. So you say 20 minus 3x, then 20 minus 3x. Otherwise, you get a wrong answer there. Then you remove the bracket here. Then 14 by 20. What is 14 by 20? 14 by 20, you get 280. Then on this one, it will be plus 14 by 3. What is 14 by 3? You get 42. X is equal to 0. Then simplifying this one, let's just simplify this one first. It will be 20 minus 3x minus 3x. then 20 minus 3x. So step by step, please, so that you won't get confused. Then simplifying this one, it will be 400 minus 60x plus 9x squared. Then simplifying it further, you get 400 minus 120x plus 9x squared. Right, then let's put everything now. X squared plus this one, then minus 2x minus 280 plus 42x is equals to 0. Right, now let's simplify. X and x, we have 9x squared, and x squared, you get 10x squared. Right, then on the x side, what do we have? Minus 120 minus 2x plus 42. So it's just like 120 minus 42. 120 minus 42. Then plus 2 minus 120. Right, so you get 80. You're supposed to get 80 here. It's minus 80 x. That's what I'm getting on my calculator. Then the x done. Now the constants. Constant, we have 400 minus 280. What is 400 minus 280? Better use your calculator. So that you avoid errors, right? You avoid making mistakes. Right, then done. Now we have to find if there is a common factor. In this case, there is a common factor 10. So given that there is a common factor, you divide everything by the common factor. So it will be x squared minus 8x plus 12 is equals to 0. Right. Now let's factorize this one. To find the factors, I know you now know how to factorize, right? So the factors, they are the numbers which when multiply, they give you. Let me write them here. They give you is plus 12 x squared, and when you add or subtract, they give you minus 8. What are these numbers? Minus 6 and minus 2. Yes, those are the numbers, minus 6 and minus 2. So it will be x minus 6 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. These are the factors. So from this, you can get x minus, let me write here, x minus 6 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. So you get x is equal to 6, or x is equal to 2, like this. Right, then you have to find the corresponding y values. You can take the equation, which one? Let me take the line. Y is equals to 20 minus 3x. Y is equals to 20 minus 3x. Let me take this one. Right, so using this one, when x is equals to 6, what will be y? Y is equals to 20 minus 3 by 6, which is equals to 20 minus 18 is 2. Then when x is equals to 2, y is equals to 20 minus 3 by 2, which is equals to 3 by 2, 6. 20 minus 6 is actually 14. So we have two coordinates here. When x 6, y is 2. When x is 2, y is 14. So these are the two coordinates. We can call this one A, this one B. So those are the coordinates of A and B. Now our question is saying, this one, calculate the exact length of the chord AB. Exact length of the chord AB. Now we have the points A and B. How can you calculate the length of a line given 2 points? You say length is equals to, for example, given the 2 points x1, y1, the two coordinates, and x2 and y2. you say length is equal to square root of, you say x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. That's what you do. So in this case, x1, y1, let me label them, x2, y2. So the length, it will be equal to square root of y2 is 40 minus y1 is 2. Let me say x to avoid confusion. Let me use x first. So this one will be x2, which is 2 minus x1. What is x1? X1 here is 6 squared, then plus y2. What is y2? 14 minus y1, 2 squared. Like this, which is square root of 2 minus 6 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Plus 14 minus 2 is 12. Squared is 144. Like this, which is equals to square root of 144 plus 16. 0 here. 6 is square root of 160. Right. Now we have to simplify this one. And remember, the question is saying the exact, which means it must not be a decimal, but you can leave it under the square root in said form. Said form, it will be actually exact. So you say square root of 160, 160. We find two numbers, factors of 160. Usually one we have a square root and the other one no square root. So if I can see the 16 and 10 here. 16 and 10. So it will be square root of 16 times square root of 10, which is equals to 4 times square root of 10. So the answer will be 4 root 10. That will be the length of the chord. Then you are done. Right, next question. The points A and B have coordinates 3, -1 and 7, 1 respectively. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. Perpendicular bisector is the line that divides the line into two equal parts. That's to bisect. To bisect is to divide into two equal parts. That's what is known as to bisect. So in this case, we have the coordinates of A and B. Let me sketch. I have A here. Then we have B here. And A is 3 -1 and B is 7, 1. Then they say find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. Perpendicular bisector, let me draw my perpendicular bisector here. This one, that's the perpendicular bisector. It must meet the line AB at 90 degrees. And this side will exactly equal to this side. Giving the answer in the form, so we are given the form. So let's find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. What we must find is the gradient. This one you can call it gradient 2, and gradient of this one you can call it 1. So gradient of perpendicular lines, we multiply them, they must give us -1. Right, so let's find the gradient of line AB, then we can find the gradient of M2, that is the perpendicular bisector. So you say gradient is equal to y2, which is 1, minus y1 minus -1 over x2, which is 7, minus x1, which is 3. If you can simplify, it will be 1 plus 1, 2, over 3, 7 minus 3 is 4. So simplifying this one, you get half. Right, now gradient of perpendicular bisector. This one is gradient of AB. Take note, this one was AB line. Then gradient of perpendicular bisector. Of perpendicular bisector. So we say M1 times M2 is equals to -1. What is our M1? It's half times M2 is equals to -1. If you can simplify this one, you get M2 is equals to -2. That's the gradient of the bisector. Please take note of that. Right. Then this one is the perpendicular bisector. which means it bisects the line AB into two equal parts, which means the point where this line passes or casts or meets the line AB, it must be the midpoint of the line AB. So we have also to find the coordinates of the midpoint of AB. Let's do like that. So midpoint of AB, right? We say, let me write it. It's x2 plus x1. x2, you say 7 plus x1, which is 3 over 2. Then y2, which is 1 plus y1, which is minus 1 over 2. Then if you can simplify this one, what you get? 7 plus 3 is 10. Divided by 2, it's 5. Then 1 plus minus 1 is 0. Over 2, it's 0. So that's the point where this perpendicular bisector meets the line AB. So it's 5, 0, like this. So that's the point. So now we have the gradient and we have the point. So point is 5, 0. Gradient, which is M2, is minus 2. Let's find the equation of this perpendicular bisector. It's a straight line, remember? So y is equals mx plus c. Y is equals minus 2x plus c. Then using the point, you put y is 0, minus 2, x5, then plus c. Then it will be 0 is equals minus 10 plus c. You get your c is equals to 10. Done. Then the equation of the line, you just replace here. Y is equals to minus 2x plus 10. But there is a format here. They say giving the answer in this form, which means suppose start with an x, then y, then c must be on the right side. That is the constant. So it must be 2x plus y is equals to 10. So they want your equation in this form. Done. Next question. Question number, this one is 8 here. Right, it says, or it reads, the straight line L is the equation 2y minus x plus 7 is equal to 0. Then the straight line L1, this one is L1, K1 here, L1, the one on top, passes through the point P, which is minus 1, 6, and is perpendicular to L. So we have a straight line L, let me sketch here, and we have the straight line L is the equation. The line L1 passes through the point and is perpendicular to L. So it's perpendicular. This line is the straight line from P. This one, let me call this one point P with the coordinates minus 1, 6. Right. Then this one, the straight line L. Then the straight line L1 passes through the point. So this one will be L1. Like that one. Yes. So if the straight line L1 passing through the point minus 1, 6, which is P, and the straight line L given the equation, then find the equation of L1, giving your answer in the form of that one, in that form. So on the equation of L1, right, are these lines perpendicular? Yes. So the straight line is perpendicular to L. So we just need the gradient of the line. The point, we use point P already because it passes through that point. To find the equation of a straight line, what we need is gradient and a point. You're done. Right, so on this one, let's find the gradient of L. Then from the gradient of L, we can find the gradient of the line L1. So we have the equation 2x minus x plus 7 is equal to 0. To find the gradient, you express in the form of y is equals mx plus c. So let's express in this form. This one is 2y, sorry, it's 2y. 2y here. So expressing that form, so it will be 2y is equals x minus 7 divided by 2 everything. 2y is equals to x minus 7. So over 2 over 2 over 2, you get y is equals to, it's actually half. Y is equals to half x minus 7 over 2, which means the gradient of line L is half. What about the gradient of L1? Gradient of L1, so gradient here. Then gradient of L1. Gradient of L1, what is the gradient? You say half times M2, gradient of L1 is equals to minus 1. So gradient, it will be minus 2. That's the gradient. Then the point, we have the point P, which is minus 1, 6, gradient minus 2. Let's find the equation. So equation, let me write equation of L1, right? It will be y is equals to minus 2x plus c. Then you have the point, the P, which is minus 1, 6. Let me check. Yes, it's minus 1, 6. Then if let's find the point C, the value of C. Where there's y, you put 6. Minus 2, where there's x, you put minus 1. Plus C. It will be 6 is equals to 2 plus C. 4 is equals to 6. Then you substitute there. Substituting, what do you get? You get y is equals to minus 2x plus 4. Right? But there's a form. There's a form that has been given here in the form of a first, b and y, a first, x first, which is 2x, then followed by y, then followed by this one minus 4, then the right must be 0. So this one is the equation of the line. Done. Right, next part is find the coordinates of the point of intersection of L and L1. Right, to find the points of intersection, you equate the two equations. We have two equations here. Equation of this line, let me take it from here. All right, let me just write it. It's 2x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. This will be equation 1. And equation 2, or equation of the line, is given as 2y minus x plus 7 is equal to 0. 2y minus x, 2y minus x plus 7 is equal to 0. Like this. So this one is equation 2. Right, from equation 1, we can say, you can see that y is equals to minus 2x plus 4. Then you can substitute in equation 2. This one will be equation 3. We are using substitution method actually. We are using substitution method. So in equation 2, substitution in 2, we get 2. Where there's y, you put minus 2x plus 4. Then minus x plus 7. Then is equals to 0. Remove brackets. Minus 4x plus 8 is minus x plus 7 is equal to 0. Collect terms in x. Minus 4x minus x, then minus 8 minus 7. Minus 5x is equals to minus 15. Divide by minus 5. You get x is equals to 3. Then what about 1? You substitute in equation 3, which is this one. So you say y is equals to minus 2. Where there is x, you put 3 plus 4, which is equals to minus 6 plus 4, which is equals to 2. So the coordinate of the point of intersection, x3, y2.